If you find yourself alone, riding in green grass with the sun upon your face, do not be troubled, for you are in Elysium, and you are already dead.
Welcome to the Unapologetic Man podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
What is up, my warriors from the Unapologetic Man Army? I sincerely appreciate you clicking on this one. And boys, I want to deliver you a good one today. We are going to do the Strength and Honor NLP Protocol. For those of you who have seen the movie Gladiator, which is my all-time favorite movie, you'll recognize that part in the beginning of the episode. If you're riding in green fields with the sun upon your face, do not be troubled, for you are in Elysium and you're already dead. Dude, that movie is so sick. Gladiator 2 wasn't bad either, but Gladiator 1, man, best movie ever made in my opinion. So much strength, so much honor. And today, boys, we are going to do an NLP protocol to call forth the warrior within you. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to do a two-part NLP protocol. The first part is going to get rid of some of your toxic shame. And then the second part is going to make you feel confident, reestablish that self-esteem that perhaps you've lost since you were a little kid, and call the warrior from within yourself. So I'm going to do a little bit of talking about some belief systems that perhaps you guys have, some traumas that you've been through, some toxic shame that has developed throughout your life and why it's developed. Then we're going to go into an NLP protocol to deal with that stuff. And then we're going to go into the Strength and Honor NLP protocol that I actually created just for you boys today. This is more of a tier 2 protocol. Tier 2 is, in my opinion, not the tier 1 stuff that I say for my clients in my 3-month coaching program, but tier 2 is kind of like the stuff that I can do for the masses. So if you're walking, riding your bike, or a lot of you guys are driving, you can kind of do this on the periphery. But if you want to take it seriously and get the best results with it, I do suggest you do it either at home or perhaps sitting up vertically in a chair when you're at your office on headphones. Hell, you could even do it at the gym while you're sitting there between sets. Just close your eyes and take yourself through this. So first of all, boys, I want to let you know that life is fucking hard. To get a little bit spiritual with you, it is said by many spiritual masters that Earth is the hardest school. And we come here in order to learn certain things, in order to step into and experience what we really are, which of course is love. And the only way you can experience those components of love, such as forgiveness, such as compassion, and such as strength and honor, is by having shitty things happen to you. It's been said that you can't forgive somebody unless they've screwed you over. You can't be compassionate unless there's suffering in the world. You can't rise above something unless there's something to actually rise above. So many times we have a belief system that things will get better in the future, and oftentimes they do. But here's a reality I just want you guys to accept. Life is going to be fucking challenging for your entire life. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here anymore. In my opinion, agree with me if you want to, don't agree if you don't. But in my opinion, if you're still here, you still have lessons to learn. You still have triumphs to achieve. You still have calamities to overcome. This is why we're here. Earth is a difficult school. As a lot of you guys know, I'm very spiritual. I listen to spiritual teachers, near-death experiences, and I've been listening to a guy lately who actually has a pre-life experience, which he claims he can remember what happened before he actually incarnated into Earth. And according to his story, he was going through heaven. This already sounds ridiculous as I'm talking about it, but I believe it, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. He was in heaven and he came across another soul that was glowing this beautiful green color. And he went out to him and he's like, dude, how did you achieve so much? How did you develop so much as a soul? How did you become so beautiful as a soul? And he said, I went to Earth. And he said, Earth, that's like the hardest school. And he's like, yeah, this is where you develop the most as a spiritual being. And what the guy told him was, I went through a lot of anxiety. I went through a lot of panic attacks. I had a really hard life. And because I had to go through that, and because I was able to rise above it, now I'm the soul that you see before you. So the guy said, I want that too. And he's like, dude, it's not easy. Are you sure you want to go down into that shithole? And a lot of you guys are probably laughing right now because, dude, sometimes I just think about life and not only my own suffering, but for me particularly, the suffering of others, particularly those in third world countries. I donate a lot of money to like St. Jude and Action Against Hunger because my heart really goes out to the suffering in this world. And oftentimes I wonder, why the does this have to happen? And to be honest with you boys, I really still haven't come up with a good answer for that. Like, why does a child need to be raped and even killed? Like, why the does that have to happen? I'm willing to ask those hard questions. But according to spiritual teachers, it's a result of the collective consciousness, the insanity of the human mind, which, make no mistake, you have a part of, and so do I. We create that in order to eventually overcome it. Now, again, even as I'm saying this, it's like, really? We have to have that much suffering in order to develop ourselves into what we really are and experience what we are, which is love, by experiencing the opposite of what we are, which is depravity, murder, hatred, fear? And the answer is basically yes. I still wrestle with that. I still have a long way to go in my own development. But when I see that, when I see the suffering, it fucking pisses me off. And it pisses me off to see the suffering of you guys. I often get told by my clients, the reason why I chose you, Mark, is because it's clear you really care about me. And I really take pride in that because I do care about you boys. I want to see you guys succeed. And in addition to that, I know that you've been through a lot, brother. I know that you have been shamed. I know that you have been rejected. You have had guilt in your life. You've done some shit that you're not proud of. You have a lot of toxicity within you. How do I know this is true? Because that's your birthright. That's what we came here to do. So the first thing to know is it's never going to end. Stop thinking it will. Yeah, it could get easier, like circumstantially, and your philosophies can get better where you can deal with the bullshit, but it's going to continue. When you're on earth, you're going to fucking learn. And if you don't learn, then the lessons are going to come to you harder and faster until you do learn. Secondly, I want you to know that there is a purpose for this unbelievable bullshit that we are all going through together. Let me ask you this, man. All the stuff that you've been through, looking at yourself as you are now, seeing how much you've developed, seeing how strong you are, brother, seeing the fact that you're even listening to a podcast like this one, can you really say that all the suffering that led you here was not worth it? I think if you were to write down the pros and the cons that came out of all the bullshit that you've been through in your life, you'll see that the lists are about equal or even, and this is the case for me, the positive list is actually longer than the negative list. My panic attacks, for example. I had panic attacks in Japan. I had agoraphobia. The worst year of my life is when I was 28 years old. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. And about a decade ago, when I was 38, about 10 years after my agoraphobia and panic attacks, once I clearly got past them, I remember I was in the shower once and I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. Life fucking sucks. I don't understand why we have to be here. Why do children get raped and killed? Why are there murderers like Dahmer who eat people's brains? Like, what the fuck is the point of that? And while I still don't have the answer to that, I remember thinking, why did I have to go through all this? And maybe you guys are feeling the same way. Like, why did I have to have so much suffering? My dad dying, my first love cheating on me, my panic attacks and agoraphobia in Japan. And I was sitting there in the shower and I was like, dude, look in the mirror, bro. Look how far you've come. Look how much you've grown. And then I was thinking about that dude who in his pre-life saw that guy who was spiritually developed, this glowing, beautiful soul who has experienced the depravity of humanity in order to wake up to who he really is as a soul, which is love. And I thought to myself, dude, it was fucking worth it. And hopefully this hits with you and gives you some hope, brother, because there's some bullshit coming for you. But I want you to know that it has a purpose. The purpose is to wake you up and let you step into what you really are, which is power, which is love, which is a fucking warrior. And you, brother, are a warrior. Even if you're not in my program and you're just listening to my podcast on the periphery, I still have so much respect for you. I've come to a point in my own development where I look at another human being and I shake my head with pride saying, dude, that person is a fucking champion. Yesterday, there was a couple really obese people who walked in front of my car. And it occurred to me that 20 years ago, I would have been like, dude, what a bunch of losers. They can't control themselves. They're just eating relentlessly. But today I was like, dude, those are two warriors right there. Do you know how much those people are suffering? And honestly, brother, if I was put in their body with their situation and their knowledge and their history, I'd be fat too. So this judging, this thinking we're better than others, quit that shit because you do not know the war that other people are going through. And this is why you, brother, yes, you, I can look at you and say, brother, I respect you. You are a warrior. I'm proud of you, man. And yeah, brother, I love you. So you have been through a lot. I want to give you a virtual hug and say, dude, it all has a purpose. And I'm sorry you had to go through that, but look who you are today. Look in the mirror and see how much you've been through. Dude, you are literally a warrior. You are in the hardest place in the universe, Earth, the hardest school, and you chose this to develop yourself. But unfortunately, a lot of you guys, including me, are still carrying that bullshit from our childhood. That guilt, that resentment, that jealousy, or that low self-esteem, or whatever it is that you've been dealing with. And we are gonna take a step to remove that right now. So even if you're driving in a car, riding a bike, on the Stairmaster, rubbing one out to my beautiful voice, whatever you're doing, you can kind of do this on the periphery, but I do suggest you go ahead and click in. I think I'm probably about 11 or 12 minutes in right now. You could click in and try this again when you have a quiet place to sit, or perhaps even laying down in your bed. So Liam, please cue the music. We are going to do a removal of toxic shame, a quick down and dirty NLP process for the masses. Obviously, boys, when you come into my program, you get the creme de la creme shit, but this is gonna be good. So Liam, cue up that music. All right, gentlemen, this one's pretty easy, so just go with me. Do your best to envision this. Won't be perfect, but with practice, you will get better, and hopefully this will help you. So to begin this exercise, I want you to think about some of the things that you've struggled with throughout your life. Me, for example, I was cheated on by my first love, heard her having sex in her dorm room, and that carries a lot of pain even to this day. So what we're gonna do is kind of think back to one of the hardest things you've ever been through. Maybe you too were cheated on, or your wife left you, or somebody rejected you, or you keep getting rejected and it just hurts. And perhaps you can feel that hurt in your body. If you can't, that's okay. But what I want you to do is I want you to envision yourself pulling that hurt out of your chest and having it float in front of you as a black ball. There's a black ball, maybe it's the size of a tennis ball or a bowling ball or even a beach ball or a golf ball, whatever it is for you, put it there. Now I want you to go back to maybe some toxic shame, something you did you're not proud of. Pull that out and add that to the ball, thus becoming slightly bigger. Now maybe you have some jealousy or some resentment towards women. Pull that feeling out and add it to the ball. Maybe you have low confidence. You don't feel good about yourself. You feel you're not worthy or you're not enough. And that feels really shitty, brother. I've been there. I want you to pull that out of your chest, that black sludge. Pull it out of your chest and add it to the ball. As the ball becomes bigger and bigger with all this crap that you're adding to it, and some of you have fucking anger, and I want you to pull that anger out and add it to that ball. All the rejections, all the denial, all the false starts, the desires unmet, the aversions that you have to go to on this planet Earth that's so difficult, but yes, difficult for a reason. Add it to that ball, and by the time you've added all that bullshit that you're going through, all that pain, suffering, jealousy, and hurt, that ball should be the size of a beach ball. It should be a big floating ball in front of you. Now what I want you to do, brother, is get yourself positioned where your back is facing some kind of open desert. Now listen closely. I'm in Colorado. The closest desert to me would be New Mexico or Arizona. So I'm gonna pretend in my mind that I am putting my back to Arizona, and I'm gonna chuck this ball as hard as I can behind me, and this is really important. You're gonna pick up the ball and literally throw it behind you, and it is gonna go out to some desert or some vast wasteland. If you're on the East Coast of the United States, maybe you toss it into some plains area like South Dakota. If you're in Australia, go out to the Australian desert. England, maybe toss it into the Atlantic Ocean. You're gonna get it far away from you. I'm talking hundreds, thousands of miles away from you. So on the count of 3, you're gonna grab that slimy, disgusting, smelly, black sludge ball and toss it behind you. And when you do, it is gonna rocket out into the desert or the plains or wherever you're throwing it, and it is gonna hit a brick wall that's 2 stories high and 200 feet thick, cannot be moved. It is gonna splat into that. So on the count of 3, gentlemen, you're gonna throw that ball behind you. 1, 2, 3, launch it. You launched it behind you, there it goes, it's skyrocketing, and bam, it hits that wall. Now what you're gonna do with your NLP mind is you're gonna go all the way back to where that wall is located, and you're gonna see that ball hanging onto it like a booger that just got launched onto a wall. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a hammer and you're gonna take a giant nail and you're gonna nail that fucking thing into the wall. It is not gonna be able to move. It is not gonna be able to come back to you. And just to make sure that it is completely stuck there, we are gonna put an iron box around that wall and around the ball that is hammered into the wall. And we are gonna lock that box and it can never get out again. Now I want you to float back into where you are today, and we are gonna go directly into the Strength and Honor Protocol. Now, gentlemen, I want you to do the same thing, but this time, boys, and this is gonna be fun for you, I want you to pull out all the good stuff, all the achievements you've had, all the good feelings you've had, all the successes you've had. Look at yourself as a child, all the graduations you've had, the soccer games you've won, the baseball games, the trophies you've gotten, the people who have complimented you, your mom loving you, your dad loving you, your friends admiring you, all those good feelings, the travails that you've gone through, brother, all the bullshit that didn't make you quit, all the shit that made you stronger, because yes, again, you are a soul that came into this life. You have a purpose here, and you are a warrior, my friend. So start pulling that out of your chest, just like you did the bad stuff, but this is good stuff. And you're making a ball. What color is that ball? What does it look like? My ball is purple, just like the hat I'm wearing today, one of my favorite colors. And it's just full of strength. I feel like it's the same color combination of the Praetorian Guard. I think I pronounced that right. It's the guys who protect Caesar, the real warriors, the flower of Rome. That's the color of mine. What's the color of yours, brother? Keep adding to it. All the shit that you've been through, all the travails you've overcome, all the strength that you've shown. You have it inside you, man. Even if you think you don't, you are powerful. You are strong. You have no idea what you're capable of. And you have shown that power up until this day. How do I know this is true? Because you're still here. You're on the hardest planet to be on. The hardest lessons. All the bullshit being thrown at you. People trying to take from you. The government trying to take your money. Girls rejecting you. So many things to be insecure about. So many desires unmet. So many aversions you've had to face. Yet you still did it, brother. Pull that out and be proud of yourself and see it rotating in front of you. And when I say rotating, I mean that literally. When you have that ball, and for me it's purple, whatever color it is for you, envision that, you see it rotating a certain direction. What I want you to do now, brother, is speed up that rotation. For me, it's rotating to the right. And I'm gonna speed that up with my mind, or you can even use your hands if it helps you, and you're speeding it up and speeding it up and speeding it up, and now it's rotating so quickly, it's actually blurry. It's vibrating, it's fast, you can feel the power from it, you know the warrior spirit is locked within it. And on the count of 3, it is going to show up as whatever warrior symbolism you want it to be. For me, you're damn fucking right, it's gonna be a helmet. It's gonna be one of those Praetorian Guard helmets with the mohawk on it, the black helmet with the purple mohawk. For you, it might be a Spartan helmet. For you, it might be a sword, an archery set, whatever it is for you. On the count of 3, it is going to become that. As I count down, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, boom. It is that symbol, and there it is floating in front of you. Mine is actually gold and purple. This fucking sick helmet that represents that strength and honor, that represents that warrior spirit within myself. Now what you're gonna do, boys, is you're gonna take that archetype, that symbol, and you are going to absorb it into your chest, into your heart. And as you do, you can feel those good feelings. You can feel yourself opening up and beginning to really accept yourself and accept that warrior that is being pushed back within yourself. no longer talking shit to yourself, no longer dwelling on all the BS you've been through. There's enough of that, brother. You have been through war. You have been through hell. And now it's time to accept that warrior spirit within yourself, because the warrior trains not to defeat the enemies. The warrior trains to defeat the enemies within himself. And now for me, it's that helmet. And for you, it might be some other piece of armor is absorbed into your body. You feel that color going into every cell of your body, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head to the tips of your fingers. That warrior spirit is shining within you because, brother, yet again, this is a hard fucking school and you have persevered, and you need to be proud of that today. So feel that color painting the inside of your body. Maybe it has a warmth to it or a coolness to it. Perhaps you can even hear it as the chant of 3,000 Spartans before battle. This is my shield. I bear it before me into battle, but it is not mine alone. It protects my brother on my left. It protects my city. I will never let my city out of its shelter, nor my brother out of its shadow. I will die with my shield before me, facing the enemy. With that, boys, I want you to feel that strength and honor within yourself. I want you to take that into the next several weeks and know, man, you are a warrior. This isn't some philosophy. This isn't some imaginary visualization. This is truth. And you chose to come into this earth to show just how powerful you are. And when you go to the other side, you and I are going to meet up, and I'm going to be like, damn, bro, you fucking developed. You're going to be like you did too, brother. And I'm proud of you, man, and I want you to be proud of yourself. Before you go, boys, allow me to read you a testimonial I just got from my boy, Azzy. This one really got me in the heartstrings because it's a testament to how much you can develop when you work on yourself and just how much I truly care about my clients. Azzy says, "Dear Mark, I want to thank you again for all the inspiration that you've given me throughout this journey. Truly, I'm a different man today than I was several months ago. I stand confident, proud, and grateful for who I am. I've learned to love and respect myself again. I've learned to believe in myself again. You've helped me to remember who I truly am. Thanks to your guidance and the hard work I've done these past 3 months, all areas of my life have blossomed into a beautiful garden that I stand before in awe. I've cultivated deep, meaningful friendships and relationships with beautiful women, experienced tremendous success in my career and professional life, and had transformational healing and forgiveness with my family and my past. Your kind, gracious heart, compassion, and encouraging words of wisdom have guided me throughout the peaks and valleys of this entire journey. Each day I woke up knowing there is hope and a bright future to look forward to. The work you do to pour so much love into the lives of all these men truly is a righteous calling. Mark, I'm so grateful to have found you. You truly are a great light, and this was one hell of an amazing season of change. The best is yet to come, and I give you my deepest gratitude, brother. Love, Azzy." Azzy, woo, that one got a tear out of my non-shooting eye, bro. That one got a lot of emotions out of me. I thank you so much. And boys, I care about you, man. I want to help you. I guarantee to 10x your results with women. I guarantee you're going to find more happiness and fulfillment when you embrace the warrior within yourself and do some shit that you never thought you would do. That's right, hiring a dating coach, because I will get you the results that you're after. You will attract women because, brother, you are worth so much more than you give yourself credit for. Allow me to show you that and open up the beautiful garden, as he said, that you too will stand before in awe. So, boys, I super appreciate you listening, especially to those of you who stayed on until this point. You're a fucking legend, bro. I just want nothing more than to help you see that. So if you want to talk to me about coming into my 3-month coaching program, click the link in the description below, fill out the application, you and I will talk. Gentlemen, I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays. I super appreciate you listening to this one, and I will see you in the next episode.